ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collegeville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a Kahok. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapin' crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play with sports. I play my cards right, now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
All the freshmen, boys,
High school champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collegeville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is white and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. We shut it down for the school and the sports team. White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to Camelot Bowl as we get our first look at some Kahok bowling. The girls will start on Saturday. The boys have already been into a few tournaments, but this is going to be their regular season opener. It just so happens to also be their Southwestern Conference opener as your Collinsville Kahok boys bowling team gets ready to take on the boys bowling team from Belleville West. And again, a very good afternoon to everyone, and welcome into the pregame show. Brought to you today by LC's Pub in Caseyville. Great food, great drinks, and great services served up daily at LC's Pub in Caseyville. 605 North Main Street in Caseyville is where they are located. You can give them a call for carry-out orders. That number is 618-855-9007. Well, since this is the first game for both of these teams, we do not have records to talk about because it's only been in tournament play thus far. Collinsville, they are coached by Sean Hay. He is in his 24th year. Belleville West is coached by Dale Strom. He is into his 5th season as the bowling head coach at Belleville West. Mr. Hay, in his 24th year, 212 wins, 96 losses, and 1 tie. I'm not really sure how the tie happens, but it's in the record books like that, so I wrote it down like that. And the feather in the cap of Coach Sean Hay and his Collinsville Kahok boys bowling team came with a 3rd place finish in state in the 2002-2003 season. So that was quite a long time ago, 20 years, as a matter of fact, or 21, depending on which way your math works. Now, Coach Hay has had a couple of bowlers that have gotten individual trophies, but that 3rd place state finish in 02-03 was a team 3rd place finish. Collinsville went 10-5 last year in Southwestern Conference play and finished in 3rd place behind 1st place O'Fallon and 2nd place Belleville East. Belleville West, they went 6-8 last year and finished in 4th place right behind Collinsville, Belleville East, and O'Fallon. So Collinsville bowling just outside of the top 20 in the state based on the Illinois coaches poll. O'Fallon's number 3, Muscuta's number 16, Breeze Central is number 19. Also just out of the top 20 besides Collinsville is Belleville East, these Belleville West Maroons, and the Alton Redbirds. So a lot of Southwestern Conference teams represented here just outside of the state's top 20. We will take our first break here on the LC's Pub pregame show. When we come back, Collinsville head coach Sean Hay will join us, and he'll do that right after a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Do you have a big land improvement project that requires some outside help? Call Petroff Trucking Company. The Petroff Companies have been shaping the metro area since 1975. Family owned and operated, Petroff Trucking Company can do the job and do it right. Hauling, excavating, and grading, they do that and more. Petroff Companies also has roll-off dumpster rentals. They also specialize in dirt and rock sales. Petroff Trucking Company can help you develop your land for your needs. Petroff Trucking Company. Check out their website, petrofftrucking.com, or give them a call, 618-797-6100. Petroff Trucking Company, shaping the metro area since 1975. Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
And once again, we welcome you back to Camelot Bowl and the LC's Pub pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Collinsville taking on Belleville West in the regular season / Southwestern Conference opener. And joining us now is Collinsville head coach Sean Hay. How you doing, Coach?
Doing fantastic. Yourself?
I'm hanging in there, man. 24th year doing this stuff, man. You still having fun?
Oh, of course.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going anywhere.
I didn't think so. I was wondering there earlier because you're telling me that your son's taking over the boys team. So tell me a little bit about that and that the progress that led up to that.
Now, whenever we have all of our teams on the lanes at one time, we have to position our coaches accordingly. And so we've all kind of decided that whenever things are spread out, like I've got the girls coming in for practice today, that Eli would default to the boys varsity, Mark would default to the boys JV, and then Joe would be girls JV, and then I would be girls varsity. And so we basically, we're all coaches, and I coach the program. But in moments like this, you need eyes on the kids. So the more eyes you have on the kids, the better. And so this is going to be our default setup.
All right, so before we get to the boys, let's talk about the girls for a minute. They open up this coming Saturday with a tournament. So tell me a little bit about the girls team that you have set so far.
Our numbers are a little low. We only had 12 girls come out, and but the girls we have are great. I mean, we're looking good. We're bringing back a lot of experience. Obviously, we graduated 2 seniors last year in Cindy Freeman and Sophie Totleman. But a lot of the younger girls were able to get a lot of experience. And now we have a big group of seniors, 4 of them, and most of them have had varsity time last year, a significant amount actually. So even though we have low numbers, we got a lot of experience here.
And then you got Layla, who's not even, was she a sophomore this year?
She's a sophomore.
Yeah. So yeah.
And we've got a freshman who I think set the record for tryouts for girls with averaging like 222. So she looked fantastic in tryouts. Kellen Stevens. And again, we've got other freshmen that you just watch them bowl, you can tell they've got it. And so I'm really looking forward to this whole season and how this pans out.
All right, let's move over to the boys team now, and also a pretty good, significant group that graduated last year that won't be with your team this year. Some very good bowlers.
Absolutely. I mean, pretty much we started this year with a Jacob Taylor and a JV team, and they're not JV anymore, but they don't have that depth of experience, which is fine because, again, a lot of them are young, and they'll take that experience when they become older. But their ears are wide open, they're paying attention, and they're learning every time we hit the lanes. If I were to show you a film of what they look like in tryouts versus now, it's a world of difference. And so a lot of things are heading in the right direction.
You spoke of Jacob Taylor, 300 game already this year. That's got to be so cool to watch.
That definitely is, and he's been working diligently in the offseason. He works here at Camelot, and so he gets some games on the side, and he takes advantage of that opportunity. And he's really been wanting to be the best he can be this year.
Did I see that that took place at Bel Air Bowl?
Yes.
And that's his favorite place to bowl?
It might be. Right now, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens after today.
All right, let's talk about some of the tournaments you were in. The Heron Invite, you finished 4th out of 14 teams.
Yes.
Your own Zach LeClaire tournament, you finished 9th out of 12. Plainfield North, you finished 2nd in the silver division, but you finished 14th out of 44 teams overall. So tell me, kind of wrap up the whole tournament schedule so far.
So far we've been, and I knew, and I sat the boys down because some of the physical things they were doing, I said, here's what's going on. This is going to take about a month to iron itself out. So be patient. Whatever happens, happens. We're going to go through every tournament. We're obviously going to do our best. But a lot of the physical things that were happening affect scoring. And so even worrying about how we approach things game score-wise wasn't going to be relevant until we fixed the physical issues. And so they are, again, like I said, this group is working diligently. They're not losing perspective of that. I mean, in the moment, you obviously want to bowl well. Even what I would call underachieving what their talent could be, I think that they're, again, because of their headspace, they are doing fantastic. Those numbers will not be reflected in the second half.
Yeah. All right, the only tournament I haven't talked about was the Southwestern Conference tournament because it's not finished yet. You've bowled 6 games of the 12, remainder of those coming up in December, and you're, right now you're standing in 3rd place. So
correct.
How do you see this going once next month hits?
I'll be honest, O'Fallon's returning 2nd place in state. They lost a couple of key members, but they've got a lot of depth, and they're going to be a tough one to catch. They had a good jump right off the gate, and like I said, we were in a little bit of our some physical issues. So the goal is obviously to get them, but you can only do that one game at a time. Alton is potential off the charts. They've got a well-seasoned team. Belleville East is right there in that. They're right behind us, but honestly, they finished a little ahead of us in tournaments. They finished a little behind us. So they're about the same where we are, and we'll find out more tomorrow when we go there. But overall, it's a super competitive, and what's more is O'Fallon, like I said, they've returned really well, and they look pretty good in other tournaments too right now. Even though the ranking didn't have them number one, I'd have them either 1 or 2.
Yeah, they have a 517 pin lead over you guys.
Oh, yeah, that's
going into that December matchup, and you're only 80 pins behind Alton. So first things first, catch Alton, right?
Absolutely. The goal is win the game.
Yeah.
If you win the game, then you worry about the next game. And you don't worry about that total because that total's a lot. But to beat a team 100 pins a game to catch them,
yeah,
especially a good team, that's a tough challenge. But you know what? We've done it before, so
yeah,
I'm looking forward to giving that opportunity to try it again.
All right, we're going to talk to your son Eli after these 3 matches are over. So thank you for your visit and have fun out there.
Yep, thank you very much.
All right, that is Sean Hay, the Collinsville Kahok boys bowling head coach. We will take a break here on the LC's Pub pregame show, and when we come back, we will either have some bowling for you. I know we're still a little bit tardy here in getting this thing started, so we'll either have some bowling for you, or we will definitely cover the 5 starters for each team and some of the averages up to this point in the proceedings. So we'll be back with more on the LC's Pub pregame show right after a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Visit Brad Keene at his Collinsville office at 106 North Clinton or call 618-467-8420. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 1966 Vandalia, Collinsville Barbecue Supply is your one-of-a-kind barbecue headquarters that focuses on everything barbecue and cooking, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, in-person class instruction, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts, including an in-house chef and pitmaster. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning sauces and rubs that supports our nation's first responder and military organizations that focus on the fallen, suicide prevention, and PTSD awareness. Stop on by, see the guys at Collinsville Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Collinsville Barbecue Supply, home of the 4-time world champion Patriot Sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at collinsvillebarbecue.com or call 618-855-8855.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from other coaches, teachers, and mentors. Jason Ragg, your Benjamin F. Edwards financial advisor, understands this. That's why Jason Ragg is a proud supporter of your Collinsville Kahawks and the Kahok Sports Network, as well as the Kahok Educator of the Month Award. For all of your investment needs, see financial advisor and investment vice president Jason Ragg at the Benjamin F. Edwards office in Edwardsville at 1012 Plummer Drive, or call Jason Reg at 618-307-7048 or visit benjaminfedwards.com. Benjamin F. Edwards, members SIPC.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub. LC's Pub, Kahok fans' pub of choice.
Hey, once again, welcome back into the LC's Pub pre-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network. As you can see, the boys are still doing their warm-up, so we'll run down the starters for both sides. We'll begin with Belleville West. They'll start off with a sophomore, Trevor Muskop, and then three straight seniors, Jaden Blair, Raymond Brooks, and Chris Belli Santiago, and then they'll sandwich the seniors with another sophomore in Parker Schmidt. For Collinsville, a couple of juniors on the top two spots, Jace Coates and Daniel Wilde. Ashton Price, one of the two seniors that Coach talked about, right in the middle. Hayden LeDrew, a sophomore, is the number 4 bowler, and the ankle bowler for anchor bowler for Collinsville is the aforementioned Mr. Jacob Taylor. Let's take a look at some of the numbers that we had last year for just some of these players, because as Coach mentioned, not only Collinsville graduated a bunch, but so did Belleville West. Matter of fact, the Maroons only have 2 guys coming back with some significant numbers from last year, and that is Chris Bella Santiago and Jaden Blair. Bella Santiago and Blair both averaged 193, with Bella Santiago a game high of 248. Blair had a game high of 237, and a series high 100 points apart. Bella Santiago, a high series of 599, and Jaden Blair, no laughing matter here, a high series last year of 699. The rest of the guys, Raymond Brooks only played in 6 matches last year on the varsity side. Trevor Muskoff only played in 1. Logan Rice, who is not in the starting 5, played in 3. And Parker Schmidt, who is the anchor bowler for Belleville West here tonight, played in 5 matches. Jacob Taylor, really the only one returning for Collinsville with any significant bowling time last year on varsity. He averaged a 192, had a game high last year of 265 and a series high of 246. Jace Coates only played in 2 matches last year. Jack Starr, who's not in the starting 5 tonight, played in 2, and Hayden LeDrew also only played in 2 matches last year. So far this year, as far as some of these starters are concerned, not a lot of playing time to talk about, but we do have some averages already, and Chris Bella Santiago averaging 120 right now. Jaden Blair for Belleville averaging 179. Trevor Muskoff is averaging a 231. Parker Schmidt is averaging a 187. And am I missing somebody here? Did I mention Mr. Brooks? He's averaging a 120 for Collinsville. Jacob Taylor comes in averaging a 169 on the year so far. Jace Coates is at 181. Daniel Wilde is at 217. Ashton Price is at 120. Hayden LeDrew averaging a 197, and we already mentioned Jacob Taylor's 169, but his high game of the year so far obviously is the 300 game that he bowled earlier in the year with that in that tournament. That was the Southwestern Conference tournament, by the way, which still has to continue in the month of December. So one more break coming your way, and when we come back, we will have some bowling for you. We will do that in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Looking for a little bite to eat in a nice, friendly establishment before heading out to a game? Look no further than LC's Pub in Caseyville. Just blocks from Collinsville High School, LC's Pub is the pub of choice for Kahok fans, before, after, or even during Kahok games. LC's Pub features a wide variety of traditional bar food like burgers and fries, chicken wings and chicken strips, appetizers like pepper jack mac and cheese bites, fried pickles, and green beans. Plus, they have salads, fish, shrimp, and more. LC's Pub also features an outdoor patio, a gaming room, weekly poker tournaments, and a pool table, plus enough TVs for all the sports fans. And LC's Pub shows Kahok games live as well as Blues and Cardinals games. LC's Pub, 605 North Main Street in Caseyville, right across the intersection from All Pro Tees. Call for carryout orders at 618-855-9007 and on Facebook at LC's Pub.
Medical plans, paid time off, tuition reimbursement, and more. Visit the city's website, collinsvilleil.org, to apply and learn more about working for the city of Collinsville.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent service staff. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. And of course, All Pro Tees is your destination for everything Collinsville Kahawks. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville at 2240 South Morrison Avenue. Online at allprotees.com. Right across the street from Kahok Stadium. All Pro Tees, 618-344-2200. And once again, we welcome you back to Camelot Bowl here in Collinsville. Getting ready to do a little Southwestern Conference boys bowling action as your Collinsville Kahawks get ready to take on the team from Belleville West. I like Belleville West. They have their names on the backs of their shirts, so that'll make it a little bit easier for me in case I lose track of anything. Let me get up on my little perch here. They reupholstered these chairs here at Camelot, so they're a little softer than what they were last year, so I'm hoping to not lose my balance here. All right, so the varsity boys are underway, and we are on lanes 25 and 26. That would be the right above the big blue ball right in the middle of your screen on that backsplash area back there, if you want to call it a black splash area. But Trevor Muskoff, he was on lane 25. He started off and left everything, left the 7-pin up. Everything else went down, and unfortunately for Jace Coates over here on 26, he has a ugly split that he has to deal with. He's got the 7 and the 4 on one side, and then the 3, 6, and 10 on the right side. Muskoff takes care of his spare. I don't think Jace Coates is going to have that easy of a time trying to pick up this spare here, but he's going to give it his best shot, right? Right, and he'll take care of it. Nicely done, Jace Coates. Tell you what, I don't care what kind of split it is. Splits are hard to pick up. I know that there was 5 pins left up there, and that always helps because those pins will bank off the back, bank off the sides, and spin, and they'll knock down some things. But that's a nice job by Jace Coates. Here is Jaden Blair for Belleville West on 25. He also leaves up the 7-pin. JV team is over here on the right on 27 and 28, and as we mentioned, the girls have not gotten started yet. Nice strike there by Daniel Wilde, the junior. So Collinsville picks up the first strike of this first match. The girls are here. They are down the way on lanes 31 and 32. They're getting ready to get some practice in, so we will see the girls a little bit later on in the year. They have a tournament coming up on Saturday to open their season, as Jaden Blair picked up his spare, and now here is Ashton Price for Collinsville on 26, and we've had a theme already. A lot of them are leaving up the 7-pin. So with no lanes in between, that means whoever's bowling over here on 26 will have to wait for the person on 27 on the JV side to get finished. I was hoping when I got here, knowing that the girls weren't going to play, and they had lanes 25 through 32 open, and I'm like, well, it's only the boys. I'm like, why don't we do varsity on 25, 26, leave 27 and 28 open, and then the JV team can play on 29 and 30, and that way it'll go by a little faster. But with the girls here practicing, that was, my idea was nixed, so to say. Nice spare pickup there by Ashton Price as he picked up the 7-pin. Here is Chris Bellasantiago for Belleville West, and he'll pick up his strike. That's back-to-back now. Raymond Brooks had one while I was yammering. And so far for Belleville West, 2 spares, 2 strikes
in their first 4 bowlers. Collinsville has 2 spares and a strike as Hayden LeDrew steps up to 26 and lets it fly. See if we can keep up here. No strike there. He'll leave 1 pin. Here is Parker Schmidt over on 25 for Belleville West to finish out the first 5 bowlers for the Maroons, and he'll have a split to deal with as well. 7 pin on the left side and the 6 and 10 on the right. And Hayden LeDrew has to wait for the JV counterpart of the Kahawks to get finished on 27. That's completed, and now LeDrew trying to pick up this 8 pin. And he does. They say if the only pin you leave is the 8 pin, then that was a good ball. And now we await the final ball from Parker Schmidt as he has to deal with a split. He'll take care of the 6 and the 10, leave the 7 up. So the first open frame belongs to Belleville West. Here's Jacob Taylor for Collinsville. He of the 300 game earlier this year, and you can't have a 300 game without the first strike, so there we go. First strike for Jacob Taylor, and after 1 frame in the books, Collinsville has a 1 pin lead at 50-49. JV, they're finishing up their first frame as well. And they did so with also a 1 pin lead. But this 1 pin lead belongs to Belleville West, 47-46. Here is Jace Coates over there. He left up the 10 pin this time. And now Trevor Muskoff over on 26 for the Maroons will get a strike. And 9 pin took its time falling down, but it did finally fall. And now Daniel Wilde, the junior, Jace Coates, also a junior for Collinsville, trying to pick up this 10 pin, and he'll miss, and that's Collinsville's first open frame here in this first matchup. Jaden Blair for Belleville West. The gentleman in the pinkish hat is the Belleville West head coach, Dale Strom, sitting over there right underneath the camera. Here is Daniel Wilde. Wilde picks up a strike, and he now has started off with a spare and a strike. First of 3 matches that we have for you, or 3 games to make up a match. Is that the way it worked? Yeah. Like volleyball, sets equal matches. Here it's games equal matches. Okay. I have to remind myself sometimes when I go from sport to sport to sport. Here is Jaden Blair on 26. Missed the head pin altogether. Knocked down 5, left up 5. And now for Collinsville, Ashton Price, and he'll leave up a couple as well. Only game that we have for you this week as we head into the Thanksgiving holiday. Boys basketball tips off tomorrow, but they're all the way down south in Heron, and there is a radio station, and the NFHS network will also have that game on, so we're not going to make that trip to Heron. Here is Blair once again, Brooks once again. Raymond Brooks on 26. He'll take care of his spare. And Ashton Price, the senior for Collinsville, over here on 25, trying to accomplish the same thing. And he will leave up 1. Chris Bellasantiago on 26. For Belleville West, kind of a backdoor strike there. He even had that look on his face like, can't believe that hit. That ball hit the extreme left side of that head pin and still managed to knock all of them down. And Collinsville will answer with a nice strike from Hayden LeDrew. Here is Parker Schmidt, the only one without a name on the back of his bowling shirt, on 26 for Belleville West. Off the head pin just a little bit. Jacob Taylor over on 25 has started off with a strike. Trying to follow that one up. He'll let it fly, and he will have back-to-back strikes to start off this first game. Almost said it again. Then I almost said set. Thank you. So Parker Schmidt, the only one left to throw. He does so down 26, and he'll pick himself up a spare, and after 2 completed frames, Collinsville's 1 pin lead has blossomed into a 6 pin lead, 145-139. Okay. Apparently we had a switch, and Daniel Wilde is not in the 2-hole. Ashton Price is, and Wilde is in the 3-hole. Yep, I did, because that's the way it was written down. That was the way it was sent to me in an email, actually. I got that email before I left school. Thanks, Coach A. All right. Now that we've got all that figured out, here is a split for Jace Coates over on 26. Matter of fact, Trevor Muskoff has himself a little split over there on 25 as well. Nicely done by Jace Coates. 2 good spares to start off. 2 spares via the split. And doing the same exact thing, Trevor Muskoff over on 25. Here is Ashton Price now for Collinsville. He'll miss the head pin, and he'll have a ugly set of pins down there as well that he'll have to pick up. Todd Campbell always taking care of me, man, letting me know when I'm making mistakes. Jaden Blair over on 25 for the Maroons. And nice entrance over there. He'll pick up a strike. Ooh, almost, man. Ashton Price almost kicked one of those 3 pins from the left side all the way over to the right side and almost got that spare. Just missed out on that. So here is Daniel Wilde. Wilde on 26. That would be the one on the left, by the way, in case you can't see those numbers all the way down there. Nice strike pickup by Mr. Wilde. Here is Brooks on 25 for the Maroons. He'll take a strike as well. Feels like I'm standing in a bounce house. It just won't bounce. Collinsville's Hayden LeDrew. On 26, lets it fly. And another strike. Back-to-back team strikes for Collinsville. Back-to-back team strikes for Belleville West, with Chris Santiago trying to make it 3, and he will not. There's Jacob Taylor now on 26, looking for 3 strikes to start this first game. I'm not going to catch myself, am I? There you go. Turkey to start for Jacob Taylor. Kind of weird watching the girls over here practice to my right because they're all in street clothes. I'm used to seeing everybody in the same shirts. Pelo Santiago trying to pick up his spare. He will do so. And then it's up to Parker Schmidt over on 25 to finish up frame number 3. And it's on the way from Schmidt, and he'll have a spare to pick up as he left the 6 and the 10 up over here on the right side. And Schmidt picks up his spare. So, right now, Collinsville is trailing 246 to 239. And the first ball on 25 by Jace Coates. He left the 7 pin up. And Trevor Muskoff leaves the 10 pin up, so just the opposite. Girls, they open up their season at 9 a.m. on Saturday in the tournament at Triad. Nice job there by Coates to pick up his spare. And both of the leadoff bowlers here for Collinsville and Belleville West have picked up their spares as Ashton Price hits himself a strike over on 25. Jaden Blair on 26 has to wait for the young man from Collinsville's JV team to finish up on 27. Now Blair is ready to go. Blair's ball on the way. He's got a purple bowling ball. That should probably be against the rules, right? When you're playing the opposing team and their team colors are purple. But anyway, he got a strike. And now for Collinsville, Wilde gets a strike. Back-to-back team strikes once again for Collinsville. Brooks is going to go ahead and let Hayden LeDrew go on 25 first. He will. Now Brooks will step up. And another strike there by LeDrew. And he has himself a turkey. Brooks didn't like that one at all. He, I don't, looking at the pins that are left over down there, I'd come back scratching my head too. There's Jacob Taylor looking for strike number 4 to start off this first game. On 25, there it goes. And he'll bring it in, and 4 strikes to start for Jacob Taylor. Raymond Brooks has a mess to pick up down there. 1, 2, 3, 5, and then the 7 sitting off there on that left-hand side, and he'll get all of them. Collinsville had a spare by Coates. Everybody else with a strike in that 4th frame for the Kahawks. Here is Chris Santiago for Belleville West. See, whoever's bowling on 25 can go a little faster. They don't have anybody on 24 bowling that they have to wait on, so I think you're going to see a lot of that today when 25 gets finished before 26 does. At any rate, a strike by Chris Santiago. And that's up to Parker Schmidt, the anchor bowler for the Maroons, down 26. And he will, man, I'll tell you what, that 10 pin got hit twice by 2 different pins and still stayed in the same spot. I'm going to have to send a messenger down here to Coach Strom and tell him to move over to his right a little bit. Well, he's not in your way. He's just in my way. Because I'm looking down on the screen, and you guys are seeing that all right. I'm like, oh, man. That's not going to count because it went into the gutter first. I think when that pin was sat down, it was kind of over on the side, hugging that gutter. Now they switch. I'm guessing they're going to try to change it, but probably let these guys continue to bowl. Here's Jace Coates down 26 for Collinsville. He'll leave up the 10 pin. Trevor Muskoff over on 25, ready to go. It's on the way, and he will also pick up a strike. Now for Collinsville, here is Ashton Price. Coach trying to pick up that 10 pin. He will. Now it's time for Ashton Price, but he'll be waiting for a moment anyway. Jaden Blair on 25, ready to go for Belleville West. And it's on the way as well, and another strike. We got strikes flying everywhere here. That was for Blair. This one's for Price, and he hits a strike as well. Back-to-back strikes now for Ashton Price. Collinsville, as I mentioned in that 4th frame, had a spare from Coates. Everybody else with a strike. So far, that's the way the 5th frame has started as well. Spare for Coates, and so far, Price with a strike. Here is Daniel Wilde Down 26 for the Kahawks. There we go. Got a strike fest going on here. A turkey for young Mr. Wilde. Here is Raymond Brooks on 25 trying to keep up with everyone. And Belleville West looking for 3 straight strikes in a row here on this 5th frame, but the 1, 2, and the 4 remain for Brooks. Hayden LeDrew, the sophomore, for Collinsville on 26. Hits it from that left side of the head pin, leaves up a couple, got himself a small split there. Doable. Brooks trying to take care of this 1, 2, 4 left over for him on 25. And he got that spinner down there, and he'll pick up that spare. And now LeDrew trying to pick up his spare as well. LeDrew. Well, lets it go. Looking pretty go, man. I thought that was going to stay off to that right-hand side a little bit and bounce off the 1 and hit the 10. It did not. Here is Bella Santiago on 25. He'll pick up a strike. 3 strikes and a spare with 1 bowler to go here in the 5th frame for Belleville West. Collinsville, that's just their 2nd open frame, 3rd open frame here. Here's Jacob Taylor trying to make it 5 in a row, and he will. And Jacob Taylor's on fire. Parker Schmidt on 25 for Belleville West. He'll wipe out the left side, leave the right side standing, at least the 1, 3, and the 6. Or excuse me, the 3, 6, and the 10. I usually set up my little, we're doing this game today or doing that game today, and pregame show will start at this time, brought to you by so-and-so, and I usually schedule those to pop onto the Facebook page at 6 a.m., but a little faux pas on my part last night. I never changed the 6 to a.m. from p.m., and I didn't even notice it until about 1:30 this afternoon. So sorry about the short heads up, guys. At any rate, we're off and running. We are through 5. Collinsville has a 23-pin lead now at 473 to 450 halfway through this first game. And here's Jace Coates picking up a strike. That's his first strike of this first game. Trevor Muskoff over on 26 has 2 strikes and 3 spares in the first 5 frames. And he'll pick up his 3rd strike. Ashton Price on 25 for Collinsville. Left up that 7. Price trying to pick up that 7-pin over on 25. He'll miss it. Jaden Blair on 26 for Belleville West. He'll pick up a strike. Here is Daniel Wilde on 25. He also left up the 3, 6, and the 10. That's when you come back and the guy previous says, "Don't copy me." This time it probably went like, "What are you copying me for? Dude, I didn't mean to." Here's Brooks. He'll leave up the 10. Wilde. Down 25, he'll take care of a spare. are approaching the end of this 6th frame. Raymond Brooks has the 10-pin to deal with. Before Hayden LeDrew throws on 25. That was right down the middle, but unfortunately for Mr. Brooks, the 10-pin's all the way over there on the right. Hayden LeDrew. Trying to forget about that open frame in the 5th and try to do some damage here in the 6th, and he will leave up the 7-pin. Bella Santiago on 26 now for Belleville West. Yeah, whoa, I don't even know what happened to that pin. That 8-pin got shoved forward, and I don't think the pin catcher's not going to come down and grab it. It got moved out of position, so now it's stuck. Meanwhile, LeDrew trying to pick up his 7-pin over on 25 while they get lane 26 figured out. And he does. Almost ran out of room there. So that means Jacob Taylor is going to get to go as they await the malfunction pin setter on 26. Okay, it's up. Now they're going to have to move it by hand probably. Yep, it went back down. Here's Taylor, and he'll pick up another strike. How about 6 strikes in a row for the senior Jacob Taylor? All right, now we're ready to go, and Bella Santiago can go for his spare over here on 26. And he'll take care of it. So that just leaves Parker Schmidt for the Maroons to get us finished with frame 6 and into frame 7. Clay Smith, Collinsville's athletic director here, watching the festivities. Parker Schmidt down 26. And he'll pick up a strike. That is his first strike here in this first game. So we'll switch sides once again, take a look up at the board for the JV side of things. And looks like a 10-pin difference. Belleville West with a 10-pin lead over Collinsville on the JV side. After 6 frames in the books on the varsity side, Collinsville with a 20-pin lead, 587 to 567. Here's Jace Coates on 26 for Collinsville, and he'll leave a split. Trevor Westcop over on 25 for Belleville West, hugging that lane, man. That one was perilously close to going into the gutter, but then comes out all right, leaving the 1, 2, and 5. Coates has already had a couple of pretty good split pickups here. I think he's already had this one before. And he'll do it again. Jace, I can pick up any spare. Coates. I just gave him a new nickname. Here's Muskop over on 25. He'll leave that 5-pin up, man. That 5-pin's always tricky when that 1-pin's in front of it. That's the sleeper. And if you don't hit it head on, that 5-pin's not going to go anywhere, as Ashton Price left up the 7 on lane 26 for Collinsville. Jaden Blair on 25 for the Maroons. That's the back of the head of Eli Hayer, you see, with the little skull cap on. So him and Strom have just switched places. Here's the spare pickup try, and nicely done there by Ashton Price. And now Hayden LeDrew on 26. And it's on the way. Nice strike there by the Kahok sophomore, the only sophomore of the 5 starters here in this first game. Raymond Brooks on 25 for Belleville West. He'll leave up the 7. That lane 25 likes to hold on to that 7 pin, doesn't it? Because that was Willie. Now it's time for LeDrew. LeDrew lets it go. And a strike for LeDrew. Brooks trying to pick up his 7 pin. Oh, and he missed it. Jacob Taylor on 26. As we are almost finished with frame number 7. Taylor lets it go. And he's not going to have a 300 game. 7 was not his lucky number. 6 strikes in a row to start off for Jacob Taylor. And now he has a split. Has the 7 pin over there on the left and the 3-6-10 on the right. As Bella Santiago picks up a strike on 25 for the Maroons. And now Taylor has his work cut out for him. Coates picked this up earlier, I believe. Oh, almost, man. Almost shoved that 3 pin over there to hit that 7, but just not quite. Here is Parker Schmidt for Belleville West on 25. He'll take a strike, and we will head into frame number 8. And with just a few frames left, Collinsville's lead is shrunk down to 10, 681 to 671. Switching sides once again. Jace Coates will get things started over on 25 for Collinsville. And it's on the way. Left up 1. I was sitting here talking to Coach Hay before almost everyone got here. Jacob Taylor was here. And I commented on the new upholstered seats that they have here at Camelot Bowl. He's like, I did all of them. Took me forever. In case you missed the pregame show, Coach A mentioned the fact that Jacob Taylor also works here. Here is Coates, down 25, and he missed. Muskoff got a strike over here on 26, and now Jaden Blair will throw down 26. Whoa, that one's another one close to the gutter, and now a split that he shakes his head after as he comes back up. And over on the other side, Ashton Price doesn't have a split, but he shook his head coming back as well, as he'll leave up the 2, 4, and the 5. The 2 and the 10 await Mr. Blair. See how he wants to play this. It's on the way. He'll take care of the 2. 10 will stay. Ashton Price down 25 for Collinsville. Will take. Ooh, I thought I was almost ahead of myself, thinking he was going to take care of that spare. But he got the 2 and the 4. 5 left standing. Raymond Brooks on 26 now for Belleville West. Leaves the 10. Daniel Wilde for Collinsville on 25, and he'll leave up 1 as well. Tough day at the old Camelot Bowl here. Lots of single pins being left. Brooks trying to pick up his 10, and he'll miss it. Price has to pick up the 4 pin. I was joking earlier. I said they need to be a press box here up against the wall behind me. Nah, I'm just kidding. Price missed his too. Bella Santiago on 26 now for the Maroons. And he'll take a strike. Back-to-back strikes for Bella Santiago. Hayden LeDrew on 25 for Collinsville, also looking for back-to-back strikes. And there it is. The old Dublé. Jacob Taylor ready to go on 25, but first Parker Schmidt on 26 for the Maroons. Had that one hug that line over here on the right side, left up the 10 pin. Here is Taylor on 25. And he'll pick up where he left off. So how about 7 strikes in the first 8 frames for Mr. Taylor? Parker Schmidt ready to finish up the 8th frame here. And he will. As now Coach Strom is right in the middle of the lane. All right. After 8 frames in the book, we got a close one here, folks. Belleville West has a 2-pin lead over Collinsville, 765 to 763. Getting ready to start the 8th frame over there on the JV side, too. Here's Jace Coates, and he didn't like the way that one was headed. Tried to get that body English in there, but he's got a split he's going to have to deal with. Meanwhile, Trevor Muskoff over on 25 with a strike for Belleville West. Things are getting a little tight here. You have to win the match, and then you have the head-to-head matches that determine whoever is going to win this first game. Here is Coates, and he'll take care of one, leave the 10. Jaden Blair over on 25, ready to go now for the Maroons. He'll knock them all down. Varsity trailing by a few, and JV trailing by about 42 pins. Another split left up here for Ashton Price to deal with. Raymond Brooks on 25 after back-to-back strikes by Muskoff and Blair. And 3 in a row now for Belleville West as they're threatening to kind of distance themselves here from Collinsville in this 9th frame. Price on 26. Trying to pick up a split. And he will not. 10 pin left. Bella Santiago on 25, who is looking for a turkey himself. Put the pressure on Collinsville. And he will. Daniel Wilde, the junior, for the Kahawks on 26. He'll leave up the 10 pin. Parker Schmidt already the anchor bowler on Belleville West. And how about 5 strikes as a team in the 9th frame for the Maroons as they are sniffing victory here. Wilde still has to deal with the 10 pin before the last 2 bowlers for Collinsville can bowl here in this 9th frame. And he will. Hayden LeDrew and Jacob Taylor have yet to bowl here in frame number 9. Right now, Belleville West finished with the 9th frame, have 855 pins. LeDrew comes in looking for a turkey himself. Back-to-back strikes in the 7th and the 8th. Let's see if he can get that turkey. And, oh man, I'm telling you what. It seems like the 10 pin stuck over here on 26 and the 7 pin stuck over on 25. So LeDrew will have to pick up his 10 pin before Jacob Taylor can get up there and do his thing. Well, Drew had to wait out the young man from the the JV team for Belleville West to finish up. Now LeDrew goes after that 10 pin. He'll take care of it. That'll clear the way for Jacob Taylor. Taylor in the 9th, looking for back-to-back strikes out there. He started off with 6 straight, and I just jinxed him. Got himself a split to deal with here in this 9th frame. Ten pin still stuck over here on 26, but this time it's got company with the 3 pin. And Taylor will only get the 1. That's the 3 pin, and we will head into the 10th frame with Belleville West out front now, 8:55 to 8:38. So big 10th frame needed here by Collinsville. They want to climb back and take this first one. And here is Jace Coates to get us started on lane 25 for the Kahawks, and he'll leave up the 10 pin. Okay. Man, tough sledding here on 25 and 26. A lot of single pins left. There's Trevor Muskoff on 26 for the Maroons. He'll leave just 1 pin as well, but that looks like it's the 2 pin. And taking care of his 1 pin was Jace Coates. And now Muskoff. For Collinsville, Ashton Price. Can't knock them all down. Logan Rice is filling in on the 10th frame here for Jaden Blair. Left himself a split to start off with. Ashton Price on 25 for Collinsville. Eventually. Here we go on 25. He'll come in from the opposite side, leave 1 pin up as well. Jaden Blair on 26 now for Belleville West. And he'll leave up the 10 pin as well. So Trevor Muskoff has already taken care of Jace Coates, 199 to 159. Ashton Price has finished up with a 155. And Blair gets himself a spare, so he'll have 1 more ball here in the 10th. Jack Lachine filling in right now for Raymond Brooks. Or on the last pin, excuse me, for Blair. The last throw anyway, and he left up that 7 pin. $235 to $155 there. for Collinsville. Wilde picks up his spare. And he'll have one more coming his way. On 26, that's a mess. Brooks has himself something to clean up over here on 26. Price, or excuse me, Wilde on 25. It's on the way. And a strike. That definitely helps. Wilde finishes up with a 191. Raymond Brooks is going to be done after he can't take care of that spare on 26. And Brooks ends up with a 151. So one head-to-head match won here as Wilde takes care of Brooks. But Muskoff took care of Coates and Blair took care of Price. And now Hayden LeDrew picks up a strike over on 25. And Bella Santiago trying to keep pace. And he will leave up the 5-pin. Right now, LeDrew is trailing Bella Santiago by 20 pins. They just started the 10th frame over on the JV side. And no strike on the second one for LeDrew. Matter of fact, he's going to have a split to deal with. Here is Bella Santiago on 26, trying to give himself an extra ball to throw, and he does. Troy Muskoff is going to throw the last one for Bella Santiago. Meanwhile, LeDrew can only get the one of the two. So LeDrew ends up with a 214. Troy Muskoff is throwing the last ball for Bella Santiago. So Santiago's already won the head-to-head matchup, and that'll give it a little bit more cushion. Here is Jacob Taylor on 25 for Collinsville. And he'll leave two up. Parker Schmidt on 26 as the two anchor bowlers are finishing up this first game. He'll leave up three. So Taylor down 25. He'll take care of a spare and have himself an extra throw. Schmidt trying to do the same thing on 26. Schmitz is on the way, and he'll have an extra throw as well. Here comes Jacob Taylor's last throw, down 25. Taylor picks up a strike. Nice way to end. Started off with a strike, ends with a strike. Had 6 in a row to start, and Jacob ends up with a 222. One more throw coming for Parker Schmidt. And it's on the way. And he'll take a strike as well. Parker Schmidt ends up with a 184, so Jacob Taylor wins that one. Belleville West won the match. $1,006 to, 941. And they win 3 out of the 5 head-to-head matches, does Belleville West. So the Belleville West Maroons will indeed win game number 1. So that is the end of number 1. we will step aside and take a break as these guys begin number 2. And we'll catch you up to date on what happened with the JV game as well, as they have, that's the 3 on one side and 2 more to go on the other side. So it'll be a moment for that one to end up. So a break coming your way. And then when we get back from break, I'm going to have to take a break. So we'll let you hang out and watch things while I go take care of business. So a break coming your way, and we'll be back after a timeout here on the Kahok Sports Network.
No one likes a dirty house. It's work that almost no one wants to do. Why not get someone to do that work for you? Kara Gray with Rags to Riches Cleaning Service would love to take that task off your to-do list. Kara is a homegrown Collinsville High School graduate and the owner of Rags to Riches. From floors to ceilings, from baseboards to light fixtures, Rags to Riches can clean them all. No job is too big or too small. Call Kara Gray at Rags to Riches Cleaning Service to schedule a free estimate today at 618-979-9634 or visit Rags to Riches Cleaning Service on Facebook. Are you in need of a new mailbox to go with your new home? How about a new mailbox to replace your old one? Look no further than Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. From economy to custom, Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can create a mailbox that suits your needs. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes is licensed and insured. They use only high-quality materials and offer a satisfaction guarantee policy. Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes can also make your very own axe throwing set, hanging or standing. Whether you need that axe throwing set or a new mailbox, you need Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes in Collinsville. For more information, get a hold of Big Dick's Brick Mailboxes at 618-680-0208 or online at needanewmailbox.com.
The Collinsville Area Community Foundation is our community's charitable foundation. We connect people, support programs, and guide resources to help our community thrive. Our board is made up of local leaders that donate their time and expertise to identify opportunities for long-term community impact in and around Collinsville. Find out more about scholarships, grants, and ways to give back to the city we love by visiting CollinsvilleFoundation.com.
Looking for a great place to watch the game with your crew? Look no further than the Lucky Fox Sports Bar in Uptown Collinsville. The Lucky Fox shows Collinsville Kahawk sports on the big screen, plus UFC fights, boxing, Cardinals and Blues, and all of the NFL games with the NFL ticket and enough TVs, you'll be sure to find the game you want. And the food? How about Taco Tuesdays, Wing Wednesdays, plus burgers and sandwiches, pizza, steak, and more, including great drink specials and the coldest beer in town. Plus, they have an in-house DJ on Friday and Saturday nights. Dine in and catch a game or order carry-out with the Lucky Fox. The Lucky Fox Sports Bar, 118 East Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Open daily at 11 a.m. Check out the Lucky Fox Facebook page for daily specials. The Lucky Fox, 618-223-1948. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition in Pontoon Beach provides complete commercial, industrial, and residential demolition and excavating services. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is family-owned and operated by former Kahawks since 1980 and have over 4 decades serving the Metro East. Schaefer Excavating and Demolition is your choice for quality and experienced work at a reasonable price. Schaefer's does jobs of any size, whether digging for water and sewer lines, site preparation, or building demolition. Schaefer's can do it all. Schaefer's Excavating and Demolition also sells backfill, topsoil, loam, and other materials. Licensed, bonded, and insured, from earth moving and land clearing to building and demolition and road construction to septic and sewer system work. Call the experienced crew at Schaefer Excavating and Demolition, 618-931-6237.
Looking for good food, good times, and good people? Look no further than the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Just over the bridge from the Kahok Stadium, Bridge Inn features a friendly and courteous staff that serves up the coldest drinks and the best food in the Metro East. Lunch and dinner is available daily with a breakfast menu every Saturdays and Sunday morning. And don't forget about fantastic fish fry Fridays. Bridge Inn also features pool tournaments on most weekends and a gaming area for the over 21 crowd. Bridge Inn in Caseyville. Check them out at 519 North Main Street in Caseyville. Call for carry-out orders at 618-344-3530. The best is yet to come at the Bridge Inn in Caseyville. 618-344-3530.
Got vinyl? Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville can take care of all of your vinyl needs and more. You can peruse through thousands of records, from country to hard-to-find jazz, and classic rock is always in stock at Rich's Record Emporium. Used vinyl, new vinyl, and hard-to-find vinyl. Don't forget to check out the audio room at Rich's, where you can check out the latest in audio gear, from new top-of-the-line speakers to turntables and receivers, plus all of the accessories. Rich's has t-shirts, record cleaners, turntable needles, wall art, and so much more. If you can't find what you're looking for at Rich's, they will do their best to find it for you. Don't forget to mention seeing this ad on the Kahok Sports Network for a 10% discount at checkout. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville, or call 618-795-1333 or online at richesrecordemporium.com.
Herald Square and Cold Herald, two great additions to the Collinsville landscape. Next to the Old Herald Brewery and Distillery, Herald Square is a new outdoor multi-use event space in Collinsville. Concerts, fun and games, farmer markets, and so much more. Herald Square, a great space for Collinsville's future. And, just off the square's turf, Cold Herald, old-fashioned scooped ice cream gelato, house-made recipes, and premium sourced product. If you're over 21, ask about the good stuff at Cold Herald. Watch Collinsville grow. Herald Square and Cold Herald, two great new additions, only in Collinsville, Illinois.
Mike's Automotive in Collinsville is a T3 certified tire dealer and so much more. Sure, Mike's Automotive has tires. They can also help with making sure your entire vehicle is road ready, from belts and hoses to preventative maintenance like oil changes and tire rotation. Plus a lot more than that. Mike's Automotive has 3 locations to choose from. Mike's Automotive in St. Louis and Millstadt, and Mike's Automotive in Collinsville at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call Mike's Automotive at 618-345-0611. Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. All right, back here at Camelot Bowl. Sorry that long commercial break, but a lot of stuff going on here. We've had some changes to tell you about before we get to that. JV won their overall match. I'm not sure about the head-to-head, so I'll have to check that out after we're all finished and done here. But Collinsville won that first match 789 to 768. On the JV side, varsity side lost. They lost the head-to-head match 1,006 to 941, and they lost 3 of the 5 head-to-head matches as player versus player. Shane Box comes into the game. He'll take the place of Ashton Price here in game number 2. One change for Belleville West, as well as taking the place of Jaden Blair is going to be Jack Lashane. So those are the changes we have to tell you about, and now I need to go take care of business. But instead of playing commercials for you, I'll let you enjoy the sights and sounds here at Camelot Bowl as both of these varsity teams, Collinsville and Belleville West, into the second frame here of this second game. JV, they just started their first bowler in the first frame of their second game. So we are underway in game number 2, and I'll be back here in just a little bit. You all enjoy. Hopefully nobody will say anything stupid as they walk by. But anyway, I'll be back.
Okay, what did I miss? Anybody know? No? Let me stand back up on my chair here, and I will try to fill you in the best I can. It's one of these sports that I cover where there's no kind of set break that you can go and take care of things. So it is what it is. All right, we are into the third frame here on the varsity side. And as soon as this third frame is over, I'll give you an update on the team scores. Right now for Collinsville, that is Hayden LeDrew over on lane 25. And LeDrew leaves up the 7-pin. He was looking for a turkey to start, but that will not happen. A strike in the first and the second, leaves up the 7-pin here in the third. And for Belleville West, I believe Raymond Brooks is next. Or no. Let's make that Jaden Blair. And Blair down 26. Misses that head pin. Meanwhile, LeDrew. Back-to-back strikes, by the way, by Shane Box and Wilde. Here's LeDrew trying to pick up his spare, and he will not. It'll fall off into the gutter right before it had a chance to get there. That'll bring up Jacob Taylor for Collinsville on 25, but before that happens, Jaden Blair on 26 for Belleville West. And he'll only pick up the one of the four that was left. Jacob Taylor on 25, had a strike in his first frame, open frame in his second, had a split in frame number 2 and only picked up one of the two that were left. And he'll try to pick up this 10-pin over on 25. Here is Chris Bellasantiago on 26 for Belleville West. He'll leave up a split. Taylor will miss the 10-pin on 25. JV team just starting their second while we are finishing up the third over here on the varsity side of things. Santiago has a 3-10 split to deal with. And then we'll get to Parker Schmidt. Oh, that one took a weird turn there for Bella Santiago. That started off almost going into the gutter over here on the left-hand side, then ends up going right behind the 3-pin. So Parker Schmidt, the one without the name on his back, will finish up the third frame. And he hugs that right side gutter, missed the head pin, and left a gap. As the 1-2-4 on the left-hand side and the 6-10 on the right-hand side. See what he can do with this. He'll take out the left side, the 1, 2, and the 4. And we will head to the fourth frame. And right now, Collinsville trailing by 6 pins, 221 to 215. Jace Coates. No, that does not look like Jace Coates. I believe that may be Ashton Price. Tell you what, sometimes it's hard to keep up with stuff going on around here. All right, so Wilde is the leadoff bowler for Collinsville. Shane Box is second. Jace Coates drops down to third, and then you have LeDrew and Taylor rounding out 4 and 5. I was only told that Shane Box was coming in for Ashton Price. So everything else stayed the same, and nope, that wasn't the case. They kind of shuffled some things around. All right, now I think I'm all caught up. There was only the one change for Belleville West, and I think I've already gone through that. I think. Here's Jaden Blair, the number 3 bowler for Belleville West over on 25. And he'll pick himself up a strike. All right, so that means for Collinsville, this would be Hayden LeDrew. I was looking at hairstyles, and I got a couple of kids with the shaggy kind of look. As a matter of fact, they're standing right next to each other right now, and I got confused. But now I think I'm unconfused. Bella Santiago on 25 for Belleville West. These in-game adjustments, man, you know, you can tell when you're doing a regular game when they have numbers on their backs. Hard to tell, though, when you don't have numbers on your backs. And you have 2 guys with the shaggy look. At any rate, hope I got everything right by now. LeDrew takes care of his spare. Bella Santiago on 25 trying to do the same, and he will miss. It was heading right for that 7-pin, and at the last second dropped off. Here is Jacob Taylor. Taylor, I know, he has the longest hair for Collinsville. And he'll leave up the 10-pin. Parker Schmidt, I think. Yes, on 25. The only one without the name. That's how I know. He'll take a strike as well. And now Jacob Taylor just needs to pick up his spare on 26, and we'll be finished with the 4th frame here in this second game. Belleville West won the first one. Taylor trying to pick up this 10-pin, and he will. So we have completed 4 frames, and now Collinsville has recaptured the lead, 313 to 280. Collinsville had 2 strikes and 3 spares in that fourth frame, while Belleville West had 3 strikes, a spare, and an open. So that helped Collinsville kind of come back and retake the lead. Before that 4th frame started, Belleville West had a lead of 263 to 231. So a big comeback there. Trevor Muskoff throws his first one down, 26. That one hugged that right side, man. That's Trevor instead of Tyler. Tyler played in the first match, so there's a change that I wasn't made aware of. And for Collinsville, Daniel Wilde on 25, trying to pick up his 10-pin. And he'll miss. Trevor Muskoff down 26. Good. Now Mr. Shane Box on 25 for Collinsville. Looking for 4 in a row, and that pin just slid right in front of the 10 and left the 10 standing up there. Here is Jack Lachenne, and he'll take a strike on 26. Shane Box trying to pick up that 10-pin on 25. Task accomplished. Jaden Blair on 26 now for the Maroons with that purple ball. Actually, it's kind of purple and pink, but once it starts flying down the lane, it just looks purple. Jace Coates for Collinsville on 25. How about a strike? First strike so far here in this frame for Collinsville. We're in the 5th of the second game. Belleville West won the first game. Collinsville trying to come back, and then we'll have a third and final tiebreaker in that third game. Got to come back and win this one first. Here's Blair. He'll leave up the sleeper. Hayden LeDrew on 25 now for Collinsville. And how about another strike? 3 strikes in this second game now for LeDrew. Here is Isabella Santiago for Belleville West on 26. He'll leave up the 10. Jacob Taylor on 25, looking for his second strike. Started off with a strike in the first, followed by 2 open frames, then a spare. And how about a strike? Sandwiched. So Collinsville is finished with the 5th frame. Right now sitting at 420 for their total. And Bella Santiago, man, he's hugging that left side, and it has that curve on it, but again, it curved behind the 10 pin. Everybody's just kind of waiting here. I think Parker Schmidt thought the JV guy was going to go on 27, but now he is. Then Schmidt will step up. There is Schmidt's throw down 26. He'll leave up 2. Collinsville will have a lead here after 5. Parker Schmidt trying to pick up this 3-6. Once again, though, we're going to wait for the young JVer for Collinsville over here on 27. See, lane 29's completely shut off. I wish they would have done that to 27. We could have had a little bit of a faster evening for you. Because once the girls start, every time I do bowling, we're going to have boys and girls. And I think maybe the last girls bowling match that I'll have might not have the boys. They'll be into their playoffs by then. After 5 in the books, Collinsville with a lead of 420 to 367. On the JV side, looks like Collinsville has a lead as well, 314 to 291, but the 4th frame has not yet been completed. Here is Daniel Wilde for Collinsville on 26. He'll leave up the 10. Trevor Muskoff on 25. There's 3 Muskoffs, by the way, on the roster for Belleville West. If they were all 3 playing at the same time, it'd make it a little easier. Muskoff is up, then followed by Muskoff, and then followed by Muskoff. Jack Lachane on 25 for the Maroons. He'll leave up 1. Wilde trying to take up this 10 pin here. And he'll miss. Probably would have been a strike if all 10 pin would have been out there. Lachane has the 3 pin left. He'll take care of his. Shane Box down 26 for the Kahawks, and he'll leave up the 6 and the 10. Lady Kahawk basketball taking place in the Nashville Girls Basketball Thanksgiving Tournament. That gets underway tonight. Boys basketball gets underway tomorrow at Heron. And just so you know, we will not be taking the drive down to Heron to bring you that game. We have two options. You can listen to it on 103.5 ESPN radio out of Marion, or you can watch it on the NFHS network. Maybe you could do both, because I'm sure the NFHS network's coverage is not going to feature play-by-play. It'll just be video. Then you can do the radio thing on 103.5. Sync them up. Should be already synced up, considering that both of them are going out over the internet. As Jace Coates leaves up the 10-pin. That's been a common theme here tonight. Here is Blair for Belleville West over on 25. Couldn't pick up the spare. Coates trying to pick up the 10-pin, and he can't. Bella Santiago down 25 for Belleville West. Strike. Hayton LeDrew for Collinsville on 26. Good. Schmidt down 25, good for a strike. Oh, trying to answer was Jacob Taylor. He couldn't. So Taylor will have a spare try over here on 26. Taylor finishing up frame number 6 here between these two schools, and he'll do so with a spare. And after 6 in the books, Collinsville has a lead of 5:05 to 4:45. JV just finishing up frame number 5. One bowler each left to go in frame number 5, and right now Collinsville in front 432 to 364. Daniel Wilde on 25 for the Kahok. Starts off frame number 7 with a strike. Trevor Muskoff for Belleville West trying to do the same over here on 26 to keep pace, and he does. Back-to-back strikes for Wilde, by the way. Here is Shane Box, seeing if he can keep the strike machine going over here for Collinsville on lane 25. Comes in from a very steep angle, but left up 3. Jack Lachane on 26 now for the Maroons. Not a lot of curve in his ball, but he'll take a strike anyway. So Belleville West has the back-to-back strikes. Shane Box trying to pick up his spare. The 2, 8, and the 4. I believe is what is left down there. Oh, only got the 2. Jaden Blair getting some instructions from Coach Strom there before he throws down 26. Back-to-back open frame, so I'm sure he'll take any advice he can get. And it paid off with a strike. Jace Coates over on 25 for Collinsville. And a strike. Bella Santiago on 26 now for Belleville West. Got Got one of those two-handed throws going on there, and it pays off with another strike. Hayden LeDrew now on 25 for Collinsville. Parker Schmidt getting ready to step up on 26 now for Belleville West. They are trying to close out the 7th frame with nothing but strikes. Speaking of strikes, LeDrew got his. Here is Schmidt, and he'll get his. So 5 straight strikes for Belleville West here in the 7th frame. I believe this is when the comeback started in the last game for the Maroons. Here's Jacob Taylor down 25. He'll leave up the 10 pin. Spare, and he will not. So 2 open frames versus 5 straight strikes. Collinsville versus Belleville, and right now the lead is shrunk. 588 for Collinsville, 535 for Belleville West as we enter the 8th frame. Daniel Wilde on 26. Gonna get us started here in frame number 8. And he'll leave up 1. That pesky 8 pin wouldn't fall. Trevor Muskoff over on 25. That's the 4 pin, by the way, not the 8. Kind of hard to tell from this distance. Have to wait for the little graphic to pop up. 10 pin remains for Muskoff. So that ends a streak. Picks up his. Shane Box on 26 for Collins.